Coming to you from Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge in Ingalls, Indiana, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. It's Final Third Friday.
Well, welcome back to Final Third Friday. I'm Rob.
And I'm Isaiah. And today we have a special guest, Mr. Adam Fox.
Yes, sir.
He dressed up just for you guys. Well, if you're on the podcast, you can't see it.
Actually, he really didn't just dress up for you guys or us because he dresses up a lot and comes in here. So he's just one of those cool bougie guys.
I dressed up for this today.
You did
to
today.
Make you guys feel
That's
special.
True. Should have wore your shorts suit.
I don't think I have one of those yet. I'll have to go to buy one.
No, don't.
I think I've got some khaki shorts at home, actually. I can find those.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Well, today we're going to be doing something fun and special. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be smoking the Dissident cigar. It's a brand new cigar to our humidor. We're excited to have them. They've been selling like crazy. We are doing the soapbox and the petite Corona size. Mm-hmm. This is a Sumatra over Ecuador binder and the Nicaraguan filler. So really nice cigar. We've been selling them like crazy already, and people have loved them so far. So, and we're also going to be doing something else. So I had to hide it in the box here, but I'm going to present this to Mr. Isaiah. So if you guys don't know, Isaiah is actually going to be leaving us the end of May. Now, by leaving us means he's just going to not work like he doesn't work now. But he'll be coming back in and hanging out as a customer, not a work. But he's still going to be here. Yeah. We're still going to be doing the show together. All that stuff's going to be the same. But into May, you know, he's engaged now. He's getting married, I hear, in September. He's going back to school, so he's going to have a very busy life. So working here on Fridays and Saturdays makes no sense for him. So, in that note, I went ahead and got you something as a going away, as a birthday, as a wedding gift for me.
Not a wedding gift.
It is for me.
Okay. Thanks, Rob.
So, if you remember right, this is the barrel you loved.
Are you serious?
The 17-year-old Canadian rye, Old Bones whiskey, 135 proof, and they even labeled it for us to give you.
No way.
You got bottles 1 through 4 in here that they bottled, plus a couple of other bottles that they had there's not in sequence. So you got the first 4, but we also had a couple of bottles here to sell on the bar. So if you guys want to come in and partake in some of Isaiah's love for the game, then that's it.
Oh my goodness.
You can leave it out there if you want to.
This is so cool. What the heck?
It's a wedding gift for me. So
yeah,
that's a great wedding gift.
Wait, how did you talk with him?
I've been working with him for a little while.
You serious?
And Travis Gallagher, shout out to him. He was able to make sure that it was the same barrel, bottle them up for us, label them, and get the new labels on the sides for us and everything.
No freaking way.
So he killed it for us.
That's so cool.
So yeah,
oh
so
my
you have.
Goodness.
You can hug your dad later.
Okay, I'll hug
you. Do you want it back in the box or you want to leave it out?
You can throw it back in the box.
We can leave it
That's
out. So
awesome.
We got one to drink on. So you know, again, now we're drinking 135 proof today. So there you go.
I cannot believe that. That is wild.
I was so excited. I was so excited when he said he could probably get it, and when he came back and said I can do it, I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
How much did we get for the shop?
I only ended up getting 3 bottles for the shop.
Yeah.
I didn't figure it'd sell great because 135 proof rye.
You want me to pour or you can pour?
Oh, thank you. But the main thing was I wanted to make sure you got some for your house because I know it's your jam.
Yeah.
So when we were on our barrel pick at Backbone, we were tasting through a lot of stuff. It's spicy. It's proofy.
Oh yeah.
So this is that. It's finished.
No, it's. I don't think it was. Was it?
I don't remember.
I don't think it's finished.
Lisa bringing out the water for when we start to slump over the table here.
Yeah, Lisa's making sure we're gonna be sober.
Stay hydrated, folks.
No, this is just 17-year-old Canadian rye.
Amazing.
But we were doing the pick, and this was the last one we tasted on the inside. And Isaiah's like, I want this one. I said, we can't bring a whole freaking barrel of this into the shop. We'll sell 3 bottles. We won't sell a barrel.
Yeah.
So
That's it. When on our pick day, I thought it was finished in cognac barrels, but they didn't.
I thought it was too. I remember that too. So I'll have to ask them to make sure the
I
label's
already
correct.
drank it, but like, it's so good.
So I am going to, on this soapbox Petite Corona, I'm going to go ahead and do a V cut on mine.
I'm doing a V kit.
I'll go with the straight cut if I can borrow yours, Rob.
Yes. Remember that one. Don't bottom it out
Yeah.
because it will take off a quarter inch of your cigar. Just barely cut off the end. So last week we talked a little bit about the cut, and we talked about the V cut versus the straight cut versus the punch. We're going to try to do some better separation out of videos so that people can actually see these in one place. And long term, we'll get something out there.
Yeah.
But today we're going to talk a little bit about the light.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds simple. Light the damn thing on fire and start puffing, but there's a little bit more to it. I mean, you really want to toast your foot. You don't have to get it glowing. A lot of people will get it glowing because it does light easier. The one thing I see a lot of times, and I mean, I see this at high-end cigar lounges a lot too, and I don't like it, but a lot of people will just do this.
Which is where they're putting the jets directly in line with the bottom of the cigar.
And you're just shooting heat and flames right up that cigar, and you're going to end up getting the charred notes after a while.
Well, and what you're doing is you're putting fire so much further down than you want.
Yeah.
Initially.
Yeah. So what I typically like to do, I like to tell people when I'm teaching them, is hold it at an angle up that way, and then hold your lighter a 45 to that, and then toast it that way. That way the heat is actually going off of the end up into the air and not right up your cigar. And then you can just toast it however long you want to toast it. You can get it glowing or not. I usually get it just slightly glowing. And just make sure there's a little bit of the orange showing on there, which is going to be kind of hard to see. But
yeah.
And then at that point, you just light it up.
So typically when I'm lighting a cigar, I'm the type to get it lit before I ever put it in my mouth.
So like I was just saying with the getting it really glowing, that's where he's going to do it.
Yeah. And then
I tend to take the puff to get it going.
And this is preference, and it might just be
You need a lighter,
superstition.
don't you?
I do, but I can wait.
I'll blow through the cigar first, and then I'll draw in and do those final lighting puffs after I have it going.
Both of them
So
work
right
fine.
now I've got it glowing. I just puffed out, and then I'm gonna take some draws with the lighter directly in front of it,
And something else, if you're watching, what you want to do is, I mean, the flame is blue. Now it's really hard to see outside. When you're inside, you can see it. You don't want to have the flame just like banging into your cigar and just like igniting like crazy. Mm-hmm. What you want is where that blue tip is, or the end of the blue, just slightly off your cigar. That way you're not actually hitting the flame on it. It's more of the heat lighting it, but it's a lot of heat. I mean, it's a couple thousand degrees of heat.
It is.
So it is, I mean, it's going to light it. You don't have to have the flame on it to light it. So that's the way to do it with a lighter. Now with a match, it's a whole different story. When you're lighting with a match, you typically you can do the same thing toasting it, but you're not going to get a lot of toast out of a light flame like that. So you can just kind of get the end getting a little bit of a char on it, and then literally just start puffing on it like you would a cigarette to get that thing going, because your flame's not hot enough to push heat up the cigar.
Yeah.
So you can just light it and go, and that will give you a little bit softer. A lot of people like the matches or the cedar spills because they don't give you that hard. Man, I'm having a hard time talking. That hard char right off the beginning. But the thing is, if you do it the way we just showed you there, you don't get that char. Mm-hmm. Well, it's when you're doing this is when you get the char.
Yeah, when you're pointing the flame directly into it is when you get that char. The other thing is after you've taken a puff or two on it, the thing you can do is take it, put the foot towards your mouth, and blow at it, and you can see if you've got an even light going on. Because when you have an even light, that's just going to make for a better smoking experience.
Yeah.
When the entire end of your cigar is glowing orange, that's where you want it to be. That means you're experiencing the cigar just the way the manufacturer wanted to.
Well, and something else to point out is like this one here. I probably got the flame a little hotter on one side than the other. So I got a little dip in the wrapper. You don't have to chase that by sitting there constantly relighting. A good cigar that's well made will catch up. Now, one thing you might find is if you have your cut is like slightly off center or like the V slightly off center, if you tend to draw through your mouth a lot harder on one side than the other, which sounds weird, but it happens, you might get the draw, pulling up harder on one side. It's simple. Just rotate your cigar when you're smoking it. I mean, just not every other puff. Just when you think about it, you see it going that way, turn it over and start puffing it the other way. So, how's your love over there, buddy?
That makes me so happy.
Is it good?
Like,
Lisa wouldn't let me give you that for your wedding gift. She's like, that's not a wedding gift. I'm like,
seems
I'm
like
not
a
gonna
wedding
give it to you
gift to
at
me.
the wedding because I don't think it'll actually work at this wedding.
dude,
But you
that
take the
is
gift.
it drinks so much like darker and richer than I even remember it doing.
does.
And it still has that like signature almost minty rye spice at the end. But to me today, that's not drinking like 135 proof.
No.
Like, I think for somebody who's not accustomed to higher proof things, like you're probably feeling all of
Oh,
all
I'm
of
getting
the proof?
I'm getting a lot of the warmth off of that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
So
Well-
I usually stick around like that 110 to 120 sort of range as well. This 135 is one of the higher proofs that I've had.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's one of the highest proof things we've got on the bar, period.
Yeah.
It is
It's
the
not
highest
quite
proof thing we got on the bar.
hazmat, but
I mean,
on its way.
until our pick coming in June, this is going to be the highest.
You're just getting like straight grain alcohol coming in,
Oh my
Rob.
God,
Is that what
no.
you're getting?
No, we're doing a brandy pick down at
Oh,
French
is that
Lick.
when you're getting those?
And those
Yeah.
things they have a lot of hazmat barrels down there.
Oh.
So I'm hoping we still got to talk that one through. I don't know for sure if that's going to work or not, but I really want it to.
I swear this is cognac finish. Like just smelling it
I
on the
kind
nose.
of remember it was too.
Like this
It
is
could be.
this is definitely the one that we had. But like
The only thing I can think of is they had to reuse labels they already had.
could have.
And they didn't have a way to make a new label for this since it was not in a bottle yet.
But really on the nose it presents as a cognac finish, which
It does, which is your jam.
absolutely.
So
I cannot believe. We can't tell you without a doubt that it's a cognac finish, but Rob and I both have the
here,
inkling.
while we're
and-
talking, I'll text him and maybe we can tell him before the end of the night.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
So, well, first of all, I want you to get into your rant on coffee.
Yeah. Okay, so
I have no idea where you're going with
Rob
this.
always talks about he says, "Hey, when you bring your own cigar into the cigar shop and just smoke that, what you're doing is the equivalent of bringing coffee to a coffee shop."
Yeah.
And I legitimately saw that happen on Thursday. So
At
I
a
wa-
coffee shop? Someone
at a
having
coffee shop. So I was at Hitherto Coffee in Greenfield, which is a cool like coffee shop and board game place. I was meeting somebody there, and the guy next to me at the table had a Starbucks cup and was sitting there at his
Oh,
computer.
no.
And it's like you're at first of all, a better coffee shop. But do you know how disrespectful that is to a small business? Like somebody,
Especially with Starbucks coffee. That Starbucks isn't bad, but you don't bring that to a nice local coffee, no.
oh man, at least have some dignity and like put it in a thermos before you walk in.
Right, like it's not Starbucks. Now, the coffee that he had from Starbucks, was he just drinking it black, or did he have like one of the sugar bombs
No,
where he
he-
was
he
trying
had
to
a
get
sugar bomb, yeah.
full blown
Yeah.
Beatus? Oh,
Actually, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it wasn't even coffee. It was like one of those pink drinks or something like
oh,
that.
they got like the unicorn milk or
Yeah,
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
No.
So even worse somehow. But he was sitting there at a table with his laptop. So when you see somebody with a laptop, you're like, oh, they're gonna stay for a couple hours
And drink their own coffee.
and drink their own coffee.
Did he bring his own
and-
scones in with him too?
I did not see that, but I mean, genuinely, it's just rude.
That's rude.
But there are people that do that, and I would like you to know if that's you,
Don't do it anymore.
just don't do it. There's a lot of people that need your support in today's world. A lot of small business owners would love your support, and you showing up is not support. You're hogging a table that they could be making
you're
money
costing
on.
them money.
Yeah.
Not only, even if the place is dead, they still have to clean up after you. They're still running electricity for you. You're probably plugging into their electricity using your computer.
Yeah.
Taking up their bandwidth on the Wi-Fi.
It costs the business money to have someone just come in and sit down, period. So don't do it.
I could not believe like how unashamedly he was sitting there with his Starbucks cup that had his name on it. Like, looked like it was a mobile order so he could come and sit.
Where was this at?
Hitherto Coffee in Greenfield.
Okay.
So they're right off of State Road 9.
Again,
Greenfield.
not a chain, a small coffee shop.
Yeah, they own one shop.
That did not sell that $7 cup of coffee because he bought it somewhere else.
Now they'll sell you a $7 cup of coffee,
But not that one.
they didn't sell you that one. And
This one's actually growing on me, by the way.
I told you it
digging
was
it.
good. I told you it was good.
No, your story actually reminds me of something that happened back when I was going to college. So I
Yeah.
went to Ball State. There was this place just south of campus in the village called The Cup. Favorite coffee shop. I think I went to the Starbucks on campus once. I always went to this place. I saw one person have a Starbucks outside while they were waiting on their friends to get a cup. And one of the employees came out and said, "You can't have this here. Please leave." So they knew what to do.
Yeah,
They knew what to do.
Yeah.
and it's like,
And the sad thing is, the one bad review they got was from that guy that didn't buy anything from him in the first place.
Right. It's always that guy.
I hate that.
well, and you feel bad for even the people working at the coffee shop, because if you look at a coffee shop, the demographic is like either high schoolers or just out of high schoolers, plus a manager or two that are of decent age. Like,
Yeah.
and by decent I mean like probably upper 20s. But like those people who are working in a coffee shop cafe, they don't really feel right confronting somebody, and honestly they don't get
Yeah.
paid enough to do it.
No.
Yeah.
No. No, and that's one of the things I'll say to people, or I say to all the employees here, is like, if you see something going on, if you don't feel comfortable saying it, like, especially to the girls, say, you just let me know and I'll let them know. Because, I mean, we've had people bring their own cigars in here to smoke them, and we've had to put up signs, you can't do that. They still do it. Somebody's got to say something to them.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing.
You know what we completely blew past?
What?
The cold draw on this cigar
We did.
and after light notes. 'Cause
Yeah, we did, because we were excited about Canadian whiskey.
we were excited about Canadian whiskey. So let's get into
Yeah.
the
Well,
first third on this cigar.
And one thing about this, so I don't typically like Sumatras, especially the light Sumatras. But this last year, there's been a ton of great Sumatras. Espinosa has a lot of dark Sumatras. Aladino has a Sumatra coming out as our lounge exclusive, which will be coming soon. But this is actually a lighter Sumatra than some of them, and it's really nice. And I don't know if maybe it's that Ecuadorian binder, which I'm assuming it's the Ecuadorian Habano binder on it. But I'm getting on the Retro Hill, I still get a lot of the spice notes, the pepper notes, not just black pepper. It's almost like a combination of black, red, and white pepper kind of going in there.
Well, even on the palate, you're getting some spice on the back end. Like it just stings the side of your tongue in the back, and it has some of those like earthy chocolate notes.
Very much so.
There, maybe it's more along the lines of like coffee, but
It could be that what sits on the tongue and everything to me is like it's not quite leather, it's not quite earth, it's not quite umami. It's like somewhere in between all those notes, because it lays kind of nice and almost. I mean, it makes your mouth water too, which is nice, which is probably part of it too. But what about you? Is you get anything different?
So I feel good that you mentioned you can't quite pinpoint which pepper it is or if it's all of it. So I had one of these Thursday, and I'm having the same conundrum today where you can tell it's peppery, but trying to figure out which one or what ratio it is.
Now,
is
lick your lips
interesting.
after smoking it too. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of salt on the lips.
You know, a little bit of
oh, I
salt
could
there.
see that, dude. You go to that rye whiskey, and it brings out all of the grape notes, like those super brown sugary grape notes. And on the end, it's less minty than when you're drinking it on its own, and it's more just like a warming rye spice.
And it just, as much as this makes your mouth water, you get a little bit of whiskey in your mouth. Just like, I mean, I'm literally, my mouth is salivating right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the combo. It may just be the whiskey too, but
I mean,
that's a great combo. Actually, I wasn't expecting it to be this good together. But my
it's
God,
fantastic.
that is great.
It kind of felt like a shot in the dark because I had no clue what you were going to pair with this.
Well, I
it's so
posted
good.
it-
It's still so good.
See, I posted a picture on Instagram of this bottle.
Yeah.
And I had it just slightly turned where you could barely see the sliver of the green on the side. If you zoomed in, you could read it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder if Isaiah's going to see this on there. I was
Isaiah
like,
saw it and was like, "Oh, he got the regular old bones. I didn't like that. Whatever."
Yeah.
Well, because they came out with an old bones 10, and
I was hoping that you didn't actually read the details on
No,
it.
I
'cause
didn't read the
if you'd have
details.
seen the
I probably
17 on
liked
there,
the
you would
post
have
and
gone,
moved
oh,
on.
oh.
Yeah,
You'd have
I'm
seen
not
17.
that good. Hang on, let me get these waters.
Yeah, I got water here, so.
Thank you.
Will Breeden's in the house. Cheers to Will.
Old bones, baby.
Cheers to Will.
Just a Will Breeden.
Drink more. It's only 135 proof.
Only.
Oh. Well, now we're crushing this whole bottle tonight, right? You have cots in the back.
Do whatever you need to.
I have work tomorrow, not that
I mean,
much.
the only downside about buying this case was I'm taking it out of his pay over the next 2 months. But
Oh, really?
no,
It's
I'm
okay.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Is it worth it though, Isaiah?
Actually, kind of.
Yeah, it's like, all right,
you
I'll work for
you were
free.
wanting to find these.
Yeah, I wanted to find that so badly.
I'm just
okay,
glad that I was
so
able to
picture
get you a
this.
case.
We tried this whiskey at the end of like a
10 others.
10 others? I
This
thought it was
number
more
11.
than 10.
Well, this was on the bar still. We hadn't even
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
the. We hadn't even been out.
It was
the
the
warehouse
last one.
yet.
He was
man.
like, "This is high proof," and I smelled it, and I was like, "Oh, that's Canadian rye." I'm a sucker for Canadian rye because, especially like in the colder months, but I guess even in the warmer months, like it is now, it tastes amazing. And there, when we tried it, and that was after a bunch of other things, it had like this super heavy vanilla and a slight mintiness, and it just reminded me of a candy cane, and I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's super unique,
Yeah.
but
I like this actually a lot more than I did on the barrel pick. I think mainly is because I was already building up everything to that point, and this one just hit me kind of medicinal at the pick.
yeah.
Right now, I'm not getting that medicinal. I'm getting more of the sweetness. I don't get a lot of the mintiness in this right now either. Which
No, I'm not.
I'm glad because that's something I don't like.
Yeah.
So I was getting that a little bit at the beginning, and I don't know whether it's just kind of letting it sit and breathe, or whether it's in
I think
conjunction
it's
with
the
the
cigar,
cigar.
for sure.
It
If
is the
it's kind
cigar.
of mellowing it out. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't take a puff for a minute and then take a sip, you're going to get a little bit of that minty,
No, and you can-
almost
Yeah.
the dill.
Like I
can
can still
smell it.
smell it a bit. Yeah.
Rob, are you throwing your cigar already? He just threw his cigar on the ground, ladies and gentlemen.
And let's
He's
show you how great this cigar is. It'll keep
what is
going
that?
strong.
Was that 5 sips in, Rob? We got a party foul.
No, we don't know how much he drank today.
Soapbox approved for dropping on the floor.
Approved for dropping on the floor.
Well, you're
Still
supposed
smells great.
Well, you're
You wanna-
supposed
you
to
wanna
stand
do
on
a-
them.
No cracks.
Well, you're supposed
You
to
want to
stand
do a
on your
BAC
soapbox,
test
right,
for
Rob?
us?
Dude, that's literally all I've had all day.
Are you
The
serious?
3 sips.
That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. So I have no BAC yet.
All right, what's the new B beer in there?
So that
Oh,
is
yeah.
2 toms.
Okay.
It's an imperial IPA with honey.
Oh,
It is
that
delicious.
sounds like a summer sipper right there.
now
Might be.
Now it's IPA, but it's not that hops heavy.
Okay.
No, the honey kills the hops.
It's really mellowed out, but it's nice
Well,
and thick. It's got a
Have you
great
ever been
head
to
on
Scarlet
it.
Lane?
I haven't been down
So they
there.
have
no.
one called Eric Blood Axe. It's a
Okay.
Braggot style beer.
They
that use
occasionally
honey.
have that.
Okay.
They used to have it every year, but they've kind of not as much now. But it's a 100 IBU beer with honey,
Okay.
and you do not taste any hops in it. It is just all the honey. It's almost like knowing you how much you love mead.
I love mead.
You would love it.
Okay.
Absolutely love it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is our mead man right here.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I bought. Yeah, between James and I, we had what was it, 5 to 7 bottles of mead that we
At
brought
least. And I think almost all of them got killed off that night.
Yeah.
in. Yeah, I think the Vikings blood, and then there was the Caraway one that none of us cared for.
Yeah, it was
Those
so
were the 2
weird.
that were left.
I cooked with the caraway one.
Did you? Yeah,
great.
you were the
It's
one that
great,
liked
yeah,
it. You were
yeah.
the one that liked it. Yeah, so
Honestly,
you got to keep that one.
it is. It's an odd taste, but if you make a glaze out of it,
Oh, yeah. That
could be good.
Combine
Oh,
with
yeah.
bacon and throw it on some Brussels sprouts, like kind of bomb.
Yeah.
Okay.
That being said, I'll drink it as is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, delicious.
I bet that would. Yeah, you've got
Well,
to be thinking
another
of ideas
thing
now.
coming up. I'm wrapping up our first 2 sponsors right now for the show.
Cool.
They'll be coming on here, so I'll announce that as soon as we get everything signed and ready to go. So that will be probably by the time we record the next one, we should have them signed up.
Awesome. That'll be great.
And maybe in a third one that's we're working out the details on, and then the 4th one, I'm not sure where that's going yet, so
Yeah.
we'll find out.
So may I ask, are these individuals? Are they companies?
Companies.
Companies. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if you wanted to sponsor us, you're more than welcome
Yeah.
to. But
I mean,
don't
I can
know
help
what
out.
we-
I can help
sponsor.
out here or there, but I don't know if I can just be like, here's 10 grand for equipment, you guys. Make your videos 4K.
I don't even know what we'd support for you. This podcast brought to you by Adam Fox.
Yes. Yes. Adam Fox and Head and Shoulders.
Are you a
Let's
Head and
do it.
Shoulders guy?
Nah,
do it. No,
that was the first shampoo I could think of.
There was
that
no-
flowing hair.
There's some like tea tree sage shampoo that I used to get it at Walmart and I can't find it now. I don't know if they got rid of
Yeah.
it, but
Came in the green bottle.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
that
remember
stuff.
that.
That stuff is solid. That
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
is solid.
That makes you feel minty fresh in the shower.
Oh, dude.
And manly too.
No, I don't know about manly, but definitely.
I tell you
like,
what, it helps keep.
bend over as you're reaching.
It helps
as
keep
you're
the
rinsing
curls
it out,
going.
because otherwise,
You gotta be careful
that
bending over in the shower.
eucalyptus,
I'm just
that
saying.
eucalyptus.
That's only
will
if you
get-
drop the soap though. You just don't-
Eucalyptus will get in areas you did not want it to. So
You get used to the cool after a while, Isaiah. Don't worry.
Yeah, I won't worry.
But
All right, so the next 2 things they're kind of together. First thing, Idaho. Shout out to Idaho because they just passed a 50-cent cigar tax.
Amen. Let's go,
and
Idaho.
that's awesome. And the cool thing is you're starting to see more of these pop up. And right now, if you go to our Facebook page, just Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, I posted this out today. Indiana has a law on the books right now that they're trying to pass a 72-cent cap.
Okay.
Which, just so you know, 72-cent cap will lower the price of every cigar over $4.
yeah.
So every cigar over $4, which is 99% of all premium cigars,
yeah,
are going to come down in price in Indiana. And along with that, they're trying to pass a 52-cent right past after that if they get the 72 cap going. So I've got a link where all you have to do is click on it, put your name, your zip code in there, and then it will actually create an email for you to go to your representative and the right desks, the ones to pass this. All you have to do is click submit, and it sends them an email.
That's
It's
amazing.
super easy, but it's one of those things where
Use all your email addresses.
yes, because we got to get this thing passed because this will be a game changer. This is gonna make it to where you can buy cigars at brick and mortars unless they're gigging you. You'll be able to buy cigars for about what you're paying online for them.
Oh, that would be
means you
awesome.
can support brick and mortars and not buy your cigars online, which
Yep.
would be amazing for places like us that need to stay open. So I'm excited about that. I hope it gets passed through. This is as far as it's ever gotten. So we really need to make the push. So all of you guys need to get out there and just like I said, go on the page, find the post. I'll probably go ahead and pin it to the top so it's there. And I don't know when the actual vote's going in, but I'm pretty sure they don't leave the assembly until like June or July anyway.
Gotcha.
So hopefully we got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's such good news to hear that it's
It is.
actually like up for going somewhere,
Yeah, especially after other news when you hear that California is trying to pass a law that anybody
yeah.
born after 2006 can never buy anything tobacco. I'm like, thanks to government for not letting me be an adult.
Would you expect anything more from California, though? I mean,
Just government in general, but yeah, California especially.
Yeah.
Everything in the state of California is trying to kill you. So
Yeah.
and they got to let you know about it. And
Well-
here's the deal. I know everything's trying to kill me. That's because we're finite beings.
You can drink too much water and kill yourself.
It's true. Everything's trying to kill
Everything
you.
can try to kill you.
Fluoride in the water, making the freaking frogs gay.
you know what's weird?
Have you seen that?
Alex Jones got
Turning the freaking frogs gay.
Alex Jones got famous for that, but
Yeah,
it was
I know.
actually based on a real thing. It wasn't making them gay; it was making them transgender. Because what happened is it basically was affecting their hormones, and amphibians can change sexes.
Yeah.
So the frogs were changing sexes.
Yeah. It's an
A
Alex
little bit of
Jones
truth.
thing. It's
You don't
one of
know who
his
Alex
rants.
Jones is?
Oh gosh, he's
The
a
interdimensional. I don't know if I want to
No,
say
but I
that.
kinda need to
I don't
listen
want to
to
say
it
that
now.
on the podcast. It's so entertaining. He got sued for how many? Was it 15 billion or something like that recently?
Yeah,
Some insane amount.
Well, it's because
that
he
was
said
that one.
something. He said something terrible about a school shooting.
Yeah, that was.
He's a big
can't go
conspiracy
there.
guy. Yeah, I'm not talking about it on
Not
here.
you. I'm saying he can't
Oh, yeah,
go there.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
just
No,
stupid.
yeah. Conspiracy theories are fun to a point.
They are.
There's a cutoff.
I'm so glad you knew that reference though, because Rob was just gonna leave me hanging if you weren't here.
I had no idea what that was.
frogs gay. Oh yeah, yeah, no.
Oh
I
man.
used to walk around in college and say that. I'm turning the phone.
No, I also I actually minored in memology while I was at college.
In
so
memology?
in memology,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, I understand.
Yes.
Good for you.
Nice.
Do you know what that is, Rob?
Memology?
Yeah.
I'm assuming making memes. I
It's
don't
the
know.
study of memes,
Yeah.
baby.
Wow. There's an actual career path for that now.
No,
isn't there?
there's not. Actually, there could
There
be.
probably is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that run meme pages that actually.
yeah.
I mean,
Just
who
get
would have
ad
thought you
revenue
could
or
hire
something.
someone to run your social media accounts.
Okay, so this is a
pretty
complete
amazing,
tangent.
actually.
So I've been managing social medias for a couple people right now, and I got tired of just writing captions. So check this out. ChatGPT has been writing captions for me for the past week.
Nice.
And they're performing extremely well. So this AI has been writing these captions. You give it a couple parameters, and it can, like, it'll look through Facebook or Instagram or Twitter and realize what's trending, and it'll give you hashtags and words and emojis and everything to coincide with
No,
that.
that's cool.
It's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
No, it's actually really great
I'm
for
never
business.
gonna have to write a paper again.
Don't they also have another tool that can somehow determine if something was written by ChatGPT? I was hearing something about that.
I don't know. I don't really care.
Probably
There's, like,
how many
whatever.
people are going to go that route, you
Yeah.
know. If you're hiring it out, who cares if it's performing, right?
Yeah.
I don't care if 5-year-olds out there writing all my hashtags for my cigars. If it performs well, let's go.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not doing that.
I was gonna say that's
No,
is that
that's
like
why
a child
Rob's,
labor?
No. I'm not.
hashtags suck.
Yeah,
He's not using AI.
I'm not doing much with hashtags, hardly at all. But so speaking of social media,
Yeah.
the tournament just got over here a couple weeks ago, and Aladino was on this bracket challenge, and they were a 12 seed for the Cameroon, and the 12 seed won the freaking tournament.
As
So the
they
Aladino
should.
Cameroon won the tournament and beat United Cigars.
Yeah.
So Aladino beat United Cigars' ass. It was awesome. I loved it.
I actually didn't know that United cigar that was in there. Had you
I've
had
had
that?
one before. Yeah, it's a good cigar. It's a good cigar. I was just glad to see Aladino getting the love. And I think, honestly, I've said this before, I really feel like that they're going to be the brand this year that's going to probably take the most notice around the country.
Yeah.
They've always made great cigars. They're getting out there doing more work, and people are starting to notice them and bring them in. And then the thing about an Aladino cigar, yeah, if you want a cigar that's going to just blow you away by spice and stuff, it's not your jam. If
Yeah.
you want a well-made cigar that's going to burn well every cigar tastes different because of the way they blend it, the way the wrappers are made. If
Yep.
you want a cigar that's made that literally they grow everything on their farm and everything is done there, boxes are made, everything. If you want to support something like that, their cigars are fantastic. And it's still,
It is.
to me, it's the best Corojo in the industry, period.
Yeah.
So, and now the best Candela in the industry.
Now the best
so,
that
but-
is seriously the best
It-
Candela.
But so
The
shout
only-
out to you guys. I'm
Yeah.
really glad to see you guys pull that off. And I know we were all voting heavy for it because we
Yeah.
definitely wanted to see it win.
Cheers to Aladino.
Cheers to Aladino.
Cheers.
I just want another drink too.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Ooh, that's
you've
good
ruined my
stuff.
palate for Candelas with those Aladinos. Yeah.
There's no other Candela.
No, I mean,
yeah.
there's a couple of them that are decent out there, but none of them are like that.
So there's still one that I want to try because I've tried a few out now, and it's
What one do you wanna try?
The LFD.
Yeah, I've had people
it's
say
not
they like
as
it.
it's not as like almost bright like neon velvety green like
It's
you
still
get.
kind of vegetal to me.
Is it still okay?
Yeah, not as much as some of them are.
It's more.
I'm
mellowed
sure
out.
LFD's throwing enough high priming stuff under it to cover some of that
It's-
up.
it's
'Cause
probably
that's
gonna
kind of LFD's MO. you know?
They tend to put a lot of the Hero in there for sure. And then this is something I'll ask you if you've actually heard about this
Yeah.
week. So this actually come through on Google, and I'm not sure exactly where I saw it, but they got a law on the books. Either it's already passed or it's getting ready to pass in Kentucky, where they're eliminating the resting barrel tax.
I did see that, and honestly,
that's amazing.
like, it's not going to affect us. I will tell you, people are like, "Oh, they could drop prices." They're not going to drop.
They're not going to drop prices.
No,
But it could keep them from raising them every year like they've been doing over the last 5 or 6. I mean, to the extent that they're doing now.
I don't know that they're going to do that either.
They may not. We're still on
But
that crazy boom.
The thing that I am happy for, as far as distillery in Kentucky wise, is I think Kentucky's mainly responding to distilleries that are putting warehouses over the Indiana border.
Exactly.
And
To get around that.
and there's, I mean, you got to think about the amount of employment that's there, the amount of tax money that you'd get even just from building and from keeping all the profit within this state. Like, all of those things, good on Kentucky
Yeah.
for getting rid of that because, hey, if it's
Now-
made in Kentucky, just, I mean, it is better for their economy for like Buffalo Trace not to put barrels on the Indiana
Exactly.
on
yeah.
the Indiana side. So I fully understand it for that. It is a logical move for them.
It is.
And
for the bourbon industry. Now,
Yeah.
the only downside is that is a metric shit ton of money that Kentucky now lost. And that means if you live in Kentucky, you're probably going to get taxed somewhere else now because they're going to have to make up that money that they're losing on those tens of thousands of warehouses full of resting barrels that they're not getting taxes on.
it wouldn't surprise me if they're raising taxes elsewhere for.
I mean, honestly, they could raise their sales tax 1% and cover that easily.
well,
probably.
they could also raise the tax per how many like gallons of White Dog you're making. And
could.
that, and
There'll
that
be
would
something.
and that would encourage people to be able to age longer and not have to worry. Like, you have a 17-year-old Kentucky bourbon that's been taxed for 17 years in that barrel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep,
they're
every year.
they're not encouraged or incentivized to make an old whiskey. And if Kentucky wants to be known for making the best bourbon,
They got to get some old stuff.
got to get the old stuff.
Yep,
And
yep.
I think this will for sure incentivize them to continue to be putting back older stocks.
I agree.
'Cause I don't know how much the tax was, but there's got to be a certain point where you're like, nobody's going to buy this at the price we got to sell.
And it's the right move for Kentucky, regardless of who's paying what taxes, because when you think of Kentucky, you think of two things: bourbon and the Kentucky Derby.
Yep.
And you better cater to those two, because those are the two that make people think about Kentucky.
Well, and
So-
you got to think that bourbon tourism brings in a ton of taxes
has
as it
to.
is, you know?
Has to. Now they could do something like Florida did with the tourist tax. They could do something like
Yeah.
that. I'd hate to see them do it, because we would be tourists at that point. But still, they could do something like that. But we're not for additional taxes. I'd rather see it be a flat tax,
Yeah.
not have anything going on. But
This
this isn't a political show, though.
It is really nice, especially with companies like Bardstown Bourbon Company in becoming as big as they are, and then basically becoming the MGP of Kentucky, where you can have a customized mash bill made and stored and barreled and just sitting there aging for whenever your whiskey brand is ready to release something.
Yeah.
It makes sense to support more developments like that for Kentucky.
Agree.
Before you get into anything else, you
Nope,
have
that's
more?
all. That's all I got.
Okay.
Yep.
Adam, we got to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah. Tell us about you, buddy.
All right.
3 cigars, budget, everyday, celebratory.
Okay. So by budget, just meaning, is there a particular like price point you're looking for it to be under, or
budget is.
This is, to me, the budget cigar is like that's your campfire smoke. That's your like I'm mowing the grass. Like it's gonna taste good. It's gonna burn fine, but I'm not worried if I have to put it out.
okay?
And it's totally fine if it's a Tadas can that's been aging with JTS Brown.
I haven't tried one of those yet, Rob. Let me try one. I might have to change my answer later.
No, I'm kidding.
Now, as far as the budget, say probably the Rocky Patel vintage. Is it the 90 or the 99? It's the red band. I actually think I gave you guys a couple of them recently. I finally tried
guess the
one.
99.
Yeah, probably one of those because I enjoy it, but it's not. I'm not sitting there the whole time just, oh, this is delicious. Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's still
You just know you're
solid.
getting a solid cigar.
Yeah, exactly. Which is pretty common for Rocky, from what I've had of theirs. Everyday stick. I don't know, man. That Hornet the other day was killer. That might become more of an everyday stick. No, for that one, I think I'm stuck between the Murcielago and then that 1502 Black Gold.
Oh, wow,
Both of those are just right up my alley flavor-wise. That just earthy, chocolatey flavor in there.
Nice.
Delicious.
Celebratory.
Celebratory. I mean, the Knuckle Sandwich 55. I've got 19 of them at home, and I'm trying to figure out what.
That's true.
How many times you can celebrate and what
if
we're
all-
celebrating?
Yeah.
If all goes well, I'll probably end up, if I'm able to get a house later this year, I'll probably try inviting some people over. Of course, you'll both be involved
Yeah,
in
I
that.
appreciate
Everybody
that.
will get the Knuckle Sandwich 55, and I'll probably break open that inaugural barrel pick bottle that I've got
there you
too.
go.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to find some other reason to open those and smoke those knuckle sandwiches.
It's so cool.
Yeah, that was a special cigar.
I'm having a hard time not smoking them at home and trying to hold on to them.
It's
but
gonna
it's
be
also,
on our top.
Oh, it's definitely
Cigars of the
top
year.
2 cigars right now.
Yeah, serious.
But but there is, and we may have said this last week, I can't remember or not, but there is a good chance that that's going to be coming back as a biannual
I was hearing.
release.
I really hope so because those.
Now, I don't know if it's going to be that exact size.
See,
I don't care.
I almost
I just want that
want to
blend.
know. I'm curious what would happen to the flavor of the cigar if they went with a slightly smaller ring gauge.
I don't think it's going to change it that much.
Is it
I
not?
really don't
Okay.
because the San Andreas.
I've never seen a toothier San Andreas wrapper.
Oh,
was
it is
nice.
so delicious,
And I
though.
don't. That'd be one though if they stick with the oval shape. I mean, you could keep it at 55, 56. It's still fine. You don't have to go too small on it. But I'd love to try one like that at about a 50.
Yeah.
Be smoking like a 48. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
amazing. But I'm with you. I want to try it because it could just intensify the strength levels on it even that much
Which-
more and make it even better.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a good one, man.
That one I think was the last one that literally every single puff I had to take a minute and sit back and realize how good it was.
And like, I love that because it's not a crazy expensive cigar.
it was
It was just a limited release.
Yeah, 17, 18 bucks. Like,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh, you're laughing about something, Rob.
Scott Johnston. We're in this little group chat, and he comes out with some great stuff. He just asked me. He just posted out this. I wonder if this 20-year-old Gurkha is going to be a dog rocket or not. I'm like, yes, Scott, it's a dog rocket. I don't care how good it was. It's a dog
Oh,
rocket.
okay.
Scotty J. Crazy.
Yeah, so that's good. It's
funny.
going to be beeping for a while because everyone's going to be talking about the dog rocket now. But
Yeah.
oh, that's funny.
But
So,
no.
tell us what you do for a living.
So I work in IT. Title is systems engineer, but I do most any custom software that we have at the company. I'm with a logistics company that's here local. Now that we're getting at least a developer back in, hopefully if that keeps expanding, maybe I can get back from the web development a little bit. Kind of.
That's not your jam?
I really enjoy it. I don't like the front end side, so like actually designing what people see. I get no enjoyment out of trying to figure out, I got to reposition this text
You
box a
don't
little
like
bit
UI
because
design?
I don't. I
Yeah.
love the back end stuff where it's just pure cold logic. There's
Yeah.
no question as this is what it needs to do.
Well,
Is it
and,
doing that? Yes. Is it doing it efficiently? Yes.
In larger
a good night.
companies, there are front end and there's back end.
Oh,
There's-
100%.
There's people that are paid just to make it look pretty, and
Oh,
other
yeah.
people that are just like, hey, can you get this to work?
Oh yeah,
God,
but
that stuff is so good.
Yeah.
it is delicious.
So, second, well, go ahead.
We got to get into some notes.
Second, third?
Second, third,
I'm just
notes.
getting into it barely. Not quite there yet. I'm not.
I think
quite as
I'm
far as
getting
you
into
guys
the
are.
final third a little bit.
I think when I dropped mine, it slowed down the smoking.
Oh,
Did it?
yeah.
Oh wait, that's just
Let
me.
me try
Yeah,
this
right.
out.
It is almost it's still that chocolatey thing, but it's almost cedary for me on the
There's
palate.
a lot of cedar to me.
Yeah. So like you took,
It's almost what that little kind of I was trying to figure out earlier has
Woody.
turned more woody, more cedar now.
Yeah.
Still making the mouth water.
and it's still peppery on the palate.
It is.
It's not a.
But it's weird though. It's like the flavor of pepper, but not the heat of the pepper.
The,
You know what I'm saying?
the
Like
actual
black
spice,
pepper,
the actual
yeah,
spice
the
to it
flavor.
is
Yeah.
mellowing out a little bit. Yeah.
It's really
and
good.
this, the way we're describing this sounds like a beat you up cigar, but I'm not.
No, and
Like
this,
it might be maybe a tick over a medium for
yeah.
me.
I mean, I've got it listed as a medium full, only because I feel like towards the end it gets into that medium to full.
On the
But
retro
most of the
hail, it
time
is
it-
red pepper right now.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. But it is a solid medium plus.
Yeah.
Not going to blow someone away that wants something a little bit milder. Not going to make you. I can't imagine you getting head buzz off this. You might, if you haven't eaten all day, which I haven't eaten all day. But
We also
It doesn't
smoke, what,
count
7
for you.
cigars a
Doesn't
day, so.
yeah, still in my second one today, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, so you've got like 5 more of those before the head buzz kicks in.
Well, hockey starts at 9:30, so I'll be here again late. So
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's when you'll get it.
yeah.
Especially if you keep sipping on this Canadian rye we've got going here.
So how's it playing together?
Oh, it's actually a great combination.
It's
It's
yeah, smoke to sip brought out a lot of vanilla for me in this second third of the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
It's still almost that.
Vanilla and maple.
Oh, I
I'm
can
getting
see
some
that.
maple.
Yeah, like a really light maple syrup.
now is that just because it's Canadian, or do you actually taste the maple?
I'm
rub?
getting maple. It's I mean
Like
the
that
maple,
kind of
the-
fruity maple note.
Yeah,
yeah.
sweet maple. That's
Yeah.
I'm digging it. I'm digging this combo. Going back to the cigar though.
Did you text old boy about this?
Yeah, he was checking for me. He hasn't.
Okay.
Didn't know for sure.
So
he
that-
didn't remember seeing a finish on it. But I'm kind of with you. I kind of thought it was a cognac or. I'm with you. I think it was cognac.
I thought so. I mean,
It would
this
make
tastes
sense.
like what I remember.
It is the same barrel because I went back multiple times and said, I want to make sure this is the exact same
Yeah.
barrel. And they said, yes, it is. They even had the barrel number or whatever on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right. Because I was really worried we were going to get another one that we never tried. It's, I'll be
Kinda
let down.
Yeah.
No, this is bomb.
This is
man.
it. This is it.
good.
So you'll have 6 bottles to play with over the next 2 or 3 months.
That's a lot of bottles. Okay.
Hey, you can always put 1 and 2 back to as your
Yeah.
celebratory. You know, when you're married for 30 years and you want to get her sloshed on. Hopefully by that time she'll be drinking bourbon with you.
Hopefully.
She'll get there
I think so eventually.
because she's a
30
wine
years,
girl. She
yeah.
likes wine, right?
yeah, she likes sweet wine though.
Well, that's Lisa though. I mean,
Yeah.
but Lisa started going to all the tastings, and she's very interested in the processes and learning about it. And the thing is, once you start tasting through whiskeys at a tasting, and you start falling in love with the process, then you find things you like.
Yeah.
So she will. This
Yeah.
one might not be her jam for a while, which means more for you.
Hey, that's good with me, man. That's so cool. I'm so happy about
So the
this.
follow-up question,
Okay.
your 3 bottles. What's
Yeah.
your everyday drink? And it does not have to be whiskey. It can be whatever.
Just anything.
Every day. Not every day, but budget
every day, and special
then
occasion.
Special occasion, and the special occasion could be a bottle you're trying to find.
And
I
you-
mean-
it could, I'm just talking anything,
Anything.
especially for you. It could be meads, it could
So,
be
yeah,
wine, could be bourbon.
And I'm glad you opened that up because I'm still learning a lot about the whiskeys.
Yeah.
And thank
Yeah.
God you guys opened because I've learned more about whiskeys, I think, in this last year than
We
I've
throw
known
you
about
in
in my
on
whole life.
135 proof for today.
I tell you what, I didn't even honestly know that whiskeys came in that high a proof
Yeah.
until you guys started getting like especially your barrel picks in,
Yeah.
and it is delicious. Now as far as like a budget drink,
And it does not have to be on our shelf.
well, so I'm actually up there. I'm trying to
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out more of like the everyday and the celebratory one.
I think for you, as far as
Like
more budget pour, it could be something like the High West Double Rye, because you drink a ton of our Sazerac. But now you're drinking Seagrass Sazeracs.
Rob ruined me and got me into the $20
let's open it
Seagrass
up.
Sazeracs.
Even
cocktails.
cocktails.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be something.
Because
I'll say no.
I could guess. I could guess your 3.
So I'll say the Seagrass Sazerac would be the like kind of the special occasion. I don't get it often, but maybe once every couple weeks or a month. I'm just like, especially
once
now
a
that
week.
And then he looks
Yeah.
at me and goes, "You
now,
bastard."
now that the weather, yeah. I don't think anything else has hurt my pocketbook more this year than that, Rob.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's delicious. I wouldn't order it.
good.
but-
Super good.
It's so good.
I think so. That's probably going to be my special occasion is that Seagrass Sazerac because it's just delicious. As far as like an everyday, I think the that Backbone Light,
Yeah.
Light whiskey?
that Backbone Light.
The one that's finished in.
Yes, in the Imperial Stout
Imperial Stout
barrels.
barrels, that's so good.
That is like an everyday, especially because I like my chocolatey cigars, and you just double up on that just rich earthiness.
So Rob and I, it must have been last week, we drank that and smoked a Neanderthal, and it completely blew away the chocolate in the light whiskey and brought on a super like mapley.
Maple caramel almost.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was.
It completely
It was really good.
changed the whiskey.
That
Because we were
sounds
thinking the same
delicious.
thing. We were thinking it was just going to be a
Chocolate
chocolate
overload.
overload. It was not.
Oh, no,
at
it sounds
all.
delicious.
It was really good.
Sam, and as far as a budget, I don't really go for anything that's overly cheap. 'Cause I drink more socially, so I'm not like when I'm at home, I don't really just sit and have
Yeah.
a beer or anything. I guess I almost want to say Guinness, just because that is one of the few things that I'll sit at home.
Okay.
I'll just want a beer every now and again. I used to think that I hated beer until I tried Guinness, so that for me is kind of my.
Guinness
I guess
is what
gold
kind of got
standard.
me into beer too.
I went to Brothers on my 21st birthday over in Muncie and got a pour of the actual draft Guinness, and I've had better pours since then, but I thought I hated beer because like growing up I thought it was just Oak Coors, PBR, like
Yeah.
the kind of
Don't bash PBR.
I'm gonna I won't be too rough. It's not my flavor. I like the dark.
Yeah.
I like the darker beers.
I'm not a PBR guy, but you go
I had
like
an uncle.
you go to an outdoor concert. It just feels right to have a PBR. That or of course Banquet.
Yeah.
I do like Banquet too.
I had an uncle every time if you went over there, he had a PBR in his hand every single time, and
Yeah.
Well, and
I don't get
the
it.
hipsters brought it back as
They
a big,
did.
big deal. So
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
It's not a bad beer.
It's been a while
It's
since
not
I've
an
had
amazing
one.
beer.
I'm not a
No,
fan of
it's
the
fairly
lighter
cheap.
ones.
Oh, okay. The weather got nice and I was about to cut the grass, so I had to go buy a rack of Yingling the other day. Cause you gotta
Yingling's not bad.
You gotta have like a lager while you're cutting the grass. So I got a cup holder on the lawn on my riding lawnmower, dude. You just catch
I just want to see you with your ball cap with 2 beers and straws coming down drinking it.
no.
That's what we need, him.
I'm just riding with my earbuds in with a Yingling in the cup holder. You get
There you go.
halfway done. You have another one. Then you take one into the shower with you. It's the best shower you've ever had. The shower beers taste way better. And,
Does the head
Shower
get better
beers?
when all the suds gets on top of it? Is that how it works?
My shower's not that small. What you think? I got shelves in the shower. One of them's dedicated to a shower.
He's got a
beer.
tap in the shower.
He's got
That would be awesome, actually.
What Brewdog
just
over
never
in,
leave.
in Ohio, they have a hotel next to their brewery, and you can get rooms that overlook the brewery. And every room has a tap in the shower and a tap in the room. You get multiple beers in your room.
Now-
I'm like,
Now, see,
That's
that's when you
dangerous.
just need a jet tub, and you just lay there
All
with the
beer.
jets. And
lay in the beer, beer jets.
could you imagine? Could you imagine trying to drive home from that vacation? Like you get pulled over by every single cop
Your
within a
entire
2-mile
car
radius.
smells like beer.
If you've been drinking, sir, not for 3 days, officer. No.
No, I just actually get it through my pores.
I just
Right.
had
I took a beer
did a
bath.
beer enema.
Yeah, we're over here buffing beers apparently.
And you can probably tell on camera, I'm assuming, these cigars are just smokestacks too.
Oh, they are.
The smoke, the thickness, the viscosity of the smoke really intensifies the flavors on this thing. Like I said, Sumatras have not been my jam forever. This last year has changed my mind on that because there are so many. Now I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a brand that has a good Sumatra coming out, you're going to be hard pressed to get in here because I've got quite a few Sumatras in here now, but so far all of them are pretty different.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of hard to get more Sumatras. I need some more stuff in here too. So
Yeah.
if you need more whiskey, there's a bottle right there.
There is a bottle. That's
I
how we roll
might have
on
to
the
take
show.
you up
Yeah.
on that offer, man. Yeah.
We gotta get
You're okay if I
gotta
just
get
take
Adam
you're,
buzzed out.
Well, you're okay if I take a nap before I head home, right? I don't want to.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Be an expensive Uber
You want to give
ride.
the people an update on JTS Tatiscan, plus the rest of the project that you
Yeah.
have going on?
Yeah.
Oh,
You want me
yeah.
to?
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
you
Yeah.
told me casually, but
So I had, so I've only had one person ask about it from the show. They came in here and said, "Oh, hey, I listened to and this was literally Friday. Came out that morning.
Wow.
Came in that day and said, "Oh, I listened to your podcast. That sounds amazing. Do you have any left?" I'm like, "You're the first to ask. Here you go." Loved it. I can't remember who it was though now.
if it was
but
you,
they loved it. If it was you, I apologize.
comment down below. We'd love to hear.
Actually, I think you asked about a second, so you're going to get one if you want to smoke it.
Okay.
So the next one, I've had 3 more Boveda packs that were dried. Well, actually, I laid them out here and let them dry, and I've got them soaking up the Peachtree 122.4 proof whiskey in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so those will be soaking up, and I'm going to be able to probably put a good 20 or 30 of them in a box to let them go ahead and start aging out with that and see how it does. I honestly, this could be kind of fun because every time we do a barrel pick, we could do this, and then we can do that as our pairing of the week. You know, a JTS Peachtree with whatever. You know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Now, what I'm kind of curious about is how are these cigars going to pair with the whiskey that they were like infused with?
There's only one way
Is it
to
gonna
find
be too
out.
much?
It's
Like-
science.
Science.
So, well, they're still soaking right now.
The Boveda packs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe in a couple weeks, we'll have to tell you.
Yeah.
We'll drink a little bit of Peachtree.
We'll do the
smoke
Okay.
a little
together.
Peachtree Tatiscan.
Because we didn't do JTS Brown with it.
No, I don't remember
Can't remember
what we were drinking. We were drinking the Penelope last week.
That's right, because we had another pairing. That was
I kept
just a
thinking
add-on.
Fireball, but I was like,
God,
God, we
no.
just talked about it so
No,
much
that's
on the last show.
No, that's Scott Johnston's.
Shout out to Scott Johnston.
he's
Scott
gonna-
Oh, you're gonna do it with my glass empty to see how it is.
oh.
Oh, hold on
Fill
now.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Philip.
so
Scott
Scott's-
Johnson has been selling off a lot of Four Roses barrel proof picks so that he
Just-
could buy more Fireball.
Yeah, because he really needs more Fireball.
Yeah. Fireball got a little bit expensive for him because he keeps drinking it so much. So
There we
Cheers
go.
to
cheers
Scott.
to you, Scotty boy. Hope you can sell off those barrel proof picks and afford another handle of Fireball.
So if you are looking for any Four Roses bottles, hit up Scott so he can go out and buy him about 47 handles of Fireball. He's going to buy a dedicated freezer for his
he
Fireball.
did tell me that he is willing to accept a case of Fireball in trade for one of those bottles. So,
I get a case of Fireball. You get good whiskey.
Yeah. Well, and he was
There's your
seriously
trade offer.
talking about doing the Bovida pack with Fireball
yeah.
with cigars.
It would be interesting, but
I
I
don't want it to be good.
there's a I feel like it would be one of those that if you're somebody that enjoys infused cigars, I think the cinnamon, as long as it comes through, would
It'll-
be something
oh,
that
it'll
would
be
it would be
potent.
something that would be good.
Because they're using like a cinnamon extract or
It tastes like whatever they use for the red hots, like the
Yeah,
candies. That's
yeah.
it tastes
So-
like that.
CAO actually, I don't know if they still do. They used to make little tins of like cigarillos, and they had a cinnamon one that was infused with cinnamon whiskey.
Tatiana has a cinnamon one too. I don't think it's whiskey though. I think it's just cinnamon.
The problem is when you're buying Fireball now, you might have trouble finding the whiskey because some of it is now turned into a malt based. I think that there's a lawsuit with Fireball right now.
Okay.
Because they've split between malt base and grain alcohol based. So you never know what you're gonna get. Might taste different. It probably won't. But
Well, and there is another new product on the market that's coming out this week.
yeah.
It's Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola in a can. Get your Jack and Coke in a can.
Okay.
To your, wait. It's your favorite dive bar will have that probably this next week. We're not going to have it.
I don't know why they'd even have
Pass.
that.
I don't know.
They-
Because
probably-
it saves the bartender's time.
I guess.
Just give 'em a
Yeah.
can, like-
Honestly, I don't know why that didn't come sooner for
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah.
Because if you're mixing it with Coke, you don't even have to worry about blending an old number 7. You just gotta. I mean, they could be throwing, and it wouldn't surprise me. Like if they were smart, they'd be throwing low age
Throw the cheap stuff.
Tennessee
in there.
whiskey in
Yeah.
there because it's going on.
It's gone.
in Coke.
Yeah.
Yep.
All you need to know is that there's whiskey in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, new product on the market, not coming here.
Did somebody ask you if you wanted to buy some?
I just saw it pop up on.
Oh, okay.
On one of the pages.
I got
If you ever have one of those in here, Rob, I might have to stop showing up.
Yeah.
I'll bring one and stick
I'm
it in the
sorry.
fridge and probably
Just
like, what
I'll
the
note
hell?
it.
Alongside your Red Bull you have in there.
Nah, I
You
finished
thought-
the Red Bull.
You thought your last day was in a few weeks, Isaiah, but
Yeah.
with that little stunt, it's today.
Well, the good thing, Isaiah's already told me, he's like, he's not going to be working here anymore, but he's going to be in here probably more because he does his homework from a cigar lounge. So, are you doing night school? Or are you actually?
so it's just online. So
Online?
it'll
Okay.
be.
Oh, nice.
I'm imagining it'll be mostly on my time, like as long as things are done. Because when I've done online courses before that are not fixed, like the COVID replacement courses, still had you hopping on Zoom calls, but the typical traditional online is just, hey, here's pre-recorded videos, like watch them, do your homework, and
take
like
a test, move on.
probably do some sort of discussion with your classmates, and so that's what I'm hoping for. And somebody said, hey, the hardest part of this degree, of course, I'm getting a master's of divinity, so it's another theology degree. They were like, yeah, I might recommend you to go in person for your Greek and Hebrew courses. And I said, well, for most people that would be hard, but I almost had enough credits in my undergrad to have a biblical languages minor, so I don't think that shouldn't be a problem.
I went through a course on biblical Hebrew, and there's a lot. There's a lot to it.
It is.
It's pretty cool. still have all the books.
Hebrew's
and
a lot
everything.
harder than Greek.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Hebrew
Well, I think they
is
start
more,
you with Greek and then you
Yeah.
bounce over to Hebrew, right?
I started with Hebrew.
Did you?
Because they said that will be harder, and I said, well, I'll take that while I'm taking my my gen eds. So get that done. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be good. I go to talk with my academic advisor on Thursday, so I don't know how many credits I'm gonna be taking or what I'll have room for, but we're gonna start somewhere.
Let's
you
start
go.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So going through AU then?
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
AU, Anderson University, baby.
Up in my neck of the woods.
Why Anderson? I I don't know. I just woke up and thought, oh, I'll play there. Sounds good.
Close.
He wanted the extra student loan debt going to a private college.
Well, you can't get a theology degree from a public college.
I
Yeah.
know, I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly. But yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be
That'll
good.
be interesting,
and
though.
Again, I'm still going to be doing this show. This is still
Yes.
going to happen. So,
Oh yeah.
don't think
This
I'm
is his
leaving.
fun time.
So are you
Yeah.
still going to keep him involved in like the barrel picks and pairings and all of that as well? He just won't be.
Oh, yeah, he'll
he
still
just
be a
won't
part of
be.
the crew. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
he just won't. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and genuinely, I only worked half of Fridays and all day Saturdays.
And by
so
work.
I smoked cigars and got paid to do it.
Yeah.
he was
Half day.
developing good relationships with the customers and
Yes,
building the
exactly.
clientele
Yes.
base.
Come
Exactly.
on,
That's
It's
Rob.
marketing,
It is.
It's marketing.
It is. I know.
Public
customer
relations.
outreach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude,
I'll tell you what, you've done very good at it. That Cigar you gave me.
Oh gosh, that is a good
Oh
cigar.
my god.
Yeah.
If you haven't had that one, tell them about
That was delicious.
So
Can't get it
what
anymore.
he's talking
Yeah.
about is the Cornelius and Anthony Senora cigars, and
oh yeah.
that was Cornelius and Anthony. I think went belly up and got bought out in 20.
it. It's been about 8 years ago now.
2015 then roughly.
I think it was like 2017 or
Was
18.
it that long? Okay.
Yeah.
About 5-6
Yeah.
I thought they'd been gone longer than that.
27. Yeah, I bet it was 2017.
Okay.
And they had all of their stuff was contract made. So this Senora Cigars was made at the Espinosa factory, aka La Zona, and it's Mexican San Andreas over Nicaraguan binder and filler, and it is just a fantastic representation of what the La Zona factory can do with that. Which
Yeah.
as much as I loved the Knuckle Sandwich 55, I would love to see them take that blend over to the La Zona factory and see, even if it was a different cigar, see what they could do with that. Because that Senora Cigars was the full-bodied cigar that got me into full-bodied cigars and still stands as like one of my favorite flavor memories. And I've got ones that are kind of older and, you know, sometimes they burn well, sometimes they don't. Sometimes one's plugged. But when they're good, they are really, really good.
Now, had you ever smoked them when they were fresh?
Yeah.
So I never
That's when
smoked
I
them when
got
they were
into it.
fresh. I smoked
Okay,
them since
so-
they've had the age on them.
So I'm in the same boat as Rob. So what? I guess have the flavors developed?
So a
with
lot
the
of
age?
the strength level has died.
Yeah.
So it just kind of mellowed it out a little bit, but it brought, to my knowledge, which I haven't smoked a fresh one in years because there hasn't been a fresh one
Right.
in years.
Right.
It was a little bit stronger and had more of a pepper presence on the retrohale. Because as far as I know, a lot of that pepper presence is from lesser aged tobacco. A lot of that will die
younger,
out
yeah.
with longer fermentation. So,
Yeah. And the more the flavors marry together, you
Yeah.
lose a lot of the edges, the spice edges and the mild edges kind of blend together and become more medium.
Okay.
yeah, so you think about that cigar, up a couple notches as far as strength wise, still a delicious cigar. Today, fantastic cigar. When I first had them, a great cigar as well. It's just a different rendition. And yeah.
This is a Petite Corona. We're an hour in. I still have at least a half an hour, if not more, on a Petite Corona. Their Petite Coronas smoke so slow.
Yeah.
I had out of that Killer Bee, and that's actually not Dissident. That's Black Label Trading Company.
Blackworks.
Black Works. They're all three made by Oveja Negra factory. That I had the Killer Bee Petite Corona, which actually is a little bit smaller than that one maybe. And I smoked it hour and 45 minutes and still had probably 15, 20 minutes
Wow.
when our rep, Brad from La Galera, came in here. Shout out.
Oh, he came in?
He came in, hung out. And
Bring anything good?
Some of the staples, yeah. But he came in, and I wanted to lay it down and smoke some of his stuff. I could have gotten easy 2 hours plus out of that cigar. A Petit Corona.
So I need to pick up your habits on how to
Isn't
get
that
these
insane?
cigars. The Killer Bee, I think I ended up getting about an hour 15 out of, and then the Hornet was about the same. I need to pick up your
I'm
habits.
a very
and
slow smoker.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rob will be slow to the point where he has to relight.
Sometimes,
Let me
yeah.
do the couple
Okay,
times,
so
but-
I am definitely into the final third, and this rye has just gotten sweeter and more vanilla for me. It
And the
still
black
carries.
pepper's
Yeah.
popping hard on this
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
and it's on the palate.
It
of
is.
this cigar.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. And actually, I've been talking to Sin Coburn. She's the owner of Dissident Cigars. If you don't follow her. She's crazy like us. Actually, she's probably crazier than us.
Could be.
She's awesome. I can't wait to meet her. She's going to work out trying to figure out a time to come up here for an event. She
Yeah.
lives in Nicaragua now. So obviously getting up to certain regions are a little harder than if you
Yeah,
live
so
in
you
the
gotta
United
have
States.
enough events lined up to make it worth the while.
Exactly. And she's got somewhat of a presence in this region already. So to have her come up here and hopefully, maybe she can set up 3 or 4 events. We'll have her in here for an event. Hopefully maybe late summer, early fall, something like that. But so far, from what I've seen, their line's going to do really well here. Everyone's been smoking all of them. And we've got 8 different cigars from that factory in there right now. 4 of them from Dissident. Then the Killer Bee and the Hornet from Blackworks, and the Royalty and Lawless from Black Label. And every single one of them is totally different. Every single one of them is fantastic. And I'm probably going to expand the Dissident line and bring a few more of hers in. Because there's no reason why not. These things are smoking great. They taste great.
Yeah.
Maybe something, like the Rave. We've got the Rave in there right now. It's a medium strength Connecticut. Super good. I had one the other day. It was really great. So I think we'll bring a few more of their stuff in here. So I'm excited about that. You're pretty much done, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm nubbing at this point, which
My fingers are warming up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now we all kind of agreed earlier that some of the actual spice on the pepper was dying out a little bit. The flavor was still there. I'm getting some more of the spice
Yeah,
coming
the
back,
spice is picking back up
especially
now.
in the retro hail.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
And part of that comes from you're smoking it, it's heating up, it's getting hotter towards the end here. You're gonna pull some more of those spicier notes out of the heat along with it.
On the retro hail, there's a lot of that almost umami and cedar note on it too, but it is definitely red pepper. I have not smoked enough cigars this week to like it.
I am shocked
blew
at
me
how
away.
sweet this whiskey has become with this cigar.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured it'd be some, but I figured that medicinalness would really pop
when
through.
I
It doesn't.
when I tasted it at the Backbone tasting, I thought this is a fantastic whiskey. Maybe not with a cigar, but actually
it's really good with a
it
cigar.
is really good with a cigar.
Yeah. That was my only concern doing this today was because I was afraid it wasn't going to go well with a cigar. It
This
does.
is a fantastic pairing.
Now, it may not be a great pairing with a very mild cigar. Might be, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it definitely with a more medium to full or full-bodied cigar, I mean, that Killer Bee would be fantastic with this,
Yeah,
too.
oh yeah.
Yes, I was thinking the Hornet with it.
The Hornet would be great,
Yeah.
too. Which, the Hornet, if you don't know, the Hornet has like a candela foot and then like these little rings around the head that are just a little bit of just for looks.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that actually brings the strength level down a notch to where that's more of a medium to full, where the Killer Bee is a definite full.
Yeah.
Now, see, how do they get that candela on just the foot?
They've got to be
Of
just
that,
like double cap
like-
or multiple caps on it.
Yeah.
And bringing the caps on it to put them on there. That's the only thing they can be doing.
I'd imagine just on the foot, they're basically throwing a skirt on it under the normal wrapper.
See, that's
Yeah,
kind of what
yeah.
I was almost wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you first light it up and taste that first part, it's very, very mild.
Because
And as
they
soon as
don't-
it hits that edge,
Yeah.
it,
Because
Oh, yeah,
they
you
don't
get-
claim it to be. They're not claiming candela
No,
on it.
no. it's just green, so you know it's
Yeah.
candela.
Yeah.
It's an accent more than it is like a.
Well, and it's an identifier. it makes the cigar look a ton more interesting on the shelf.
So I almost think that they could basically get rid of the band and just have their cigars identifiable by the caps
easily on
and then
those
by
two.
the foot, because
Well,
it's
and
such
the
a
bands
unique. I've
aren't-
never seen that.
Yeah, you're right. The bands aren't the centerpiece on
It's
that
it's,
cigar.
It's that layering on the caps to
It
get
is.
that to get those rings like you'd see on a Hornet or
Well,
on a Bee.
and
It's
that's the other thing too.
yeah.
People don't realize that the Hornet's not its own cigar. They're all three of them are Killer
burning
Bees.
my fingers now.
But that exact cigar is Killer Bee, the Hornet.
Okay.
So it's actually the same makeup as the Killer Bee Petite Corona we have.
Okay.
It just has that candela in there that changes it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's called the Hornet in that case. So
Yep.
very cool stuff.
Great cigars though.
We can wrap it up if you guys are ready. All right,
absolutely.
cool. Anything else you want to add to the cause here, bud?
Anything you want to shout out for yourself?
Yeah.
I don't have any side hustles or anything going on, so
Okay.
you know.
All right.
Come back in before Isaiah leaves.
You want to do a breathalyzer
Make
to
him
see where
worse.
you are?
Okay.
You got it?
We'll let you go first.
Let's see how long I need to stay here before I go home.
Oh, it'd be fine.
You haven't had anything to drink with this.
I've got a good buzz going.
So wait till it
Which-
counts
130,
down.
135.
And then it'll be beeping. Blow until the beep goes off. But wait till it counts down. I mean, we can still talk while he's doing
Yeah.
it. Blow
So-
hard. I know
Oh,
you
he'll
blow
be
harder than that,
fine.
baby. Come on.
You're done.
You're good,
Yeah,
you're
quit beeping. Where you at?
0.05.
0.05.
too.
So,
So actually, if
You'll
you think
pass.
about that, what, about an ounce and a half of whiskey?
Yeah, because I've had
Jumps it pretty
about
quick.
2 pours.
on the other thing you got to think about is how fresh it is on your palate. 'Cause
I had
you've
just
gotta
taken
leave-
a sip right
Yeah,
before
That does
too.
increase it some too. So
Now,
So I'd say
you guys
take-
are okay. Yeah, you've got replacement mouthpieces
do.
in there. I was
Eh,
like,
come
I was
on.
like,
Just
Whiskey
dip it in
kills
the
it
whiskey.
all.
Yeah,
It's
it'd be
fine.
fine. I mean, this is
Yeah.
135
spre-
proof. I'm sure it's killing it all.
I'm not gonna spread anything, but my kid has been sick recently, so.
Oh, great.
Dirty.
Well, we did.
Dude, I tell
we
you
did
what,
hear-
since he started daycare,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
oh my
Petri
god,
dish, man.
Yeah,
it's
he'd
been like
come
the
home
last
with
2
lice
weeks.
and
They had
fevers
they had some kids that had lice, but he hasn't gotten it. Thank God.
Okay.
Thank God.
Well,
But
the nice
he's-
thing is,
yeah.
like, with a boy, you just shave his head.
So I did that, and then his mom was not very happy with that suggestion.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
When,
But I was like,
when
I've
my
got
sister
clippers.
was, like, when my sister came home with lice from school, my mom just sent us out on the front porch with clippers and said, shave your heads.
Yep.
And that was
About all
it.
you
You
can
just
do.
had a buzz cut, and she went through the girl's hair because, like, you don't
wanna
really wanna
shave.
the
Yeah.
girl's hair.
No.
But she said, you don't have an option. I'm not going through your hair too.
Yeah. See, I figure if I ever have to shave his head for lice, I'll shave my head in solidarity with him.
Yeah.
We'll do that, and then I'll spend another 3 years growing all this back out. You know,
Yeah.
It'll be
it'll take me
fine.
a while, but
So is that staying? I mean, are you keeping the long hair?
so I think I'm going to
long
keep
term?
it around about this length. I've had it trimmed a few times, just because once it gets past shoulder length, it gets unmanageable. Even at this length, sometimes it can be annoying. But
Yeah.
I think about this length for a while. I'll
You
eventually
get
get
that
tired.
beard growing out a little bit more too, bud.
See, the problem is when I grow it out, I get the
Ding.
I get the
Oh, Liz
Amish.
is not here, is she?
Oh yeah, but no. So I get like heavier growth around there and at the
Yeah.
back, and I get the Amish beard going. Like I think I've showed you
Yes.
guys my
Yeah.
license.
Yeah.
I get the full Amish beard
Oh,
going
yeah.
on.
Oh,
yeah,
Yoder.
it's- Oh yeah,
Yoder.
Yoder.
Oh goodness.
Go to Amish dating sites. Hey Greta, show me your ankles.
On that note,
On that note,
you can
well-
follow me at the Whiskey Pastor. Where can they follow you? You got Instagram or Facebook? or nothing?
I don't. I like social media for getting you guys' news. That's
if you
about
want
it,
to follow
man.
Adam, come in
Come
here
on
and hang
now.
out with him. He's
Yeah.
in here a couple times a week.
Absolutely.
Now, see me.
at least.
I'll either be in a suit or a hoodie. There's no in between.
Whatever it takes. And you can follow me on Instagram, Final Third Cigar. Check out the podcast. The YouTube's been growing like crazy lately, which is
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting some sponsors in here, and the whiskey's starting to take hold.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
great. So yeah, check us out. Come in here and hang out with us. If you have a business that you're a part of, let us know. We can bring you on the show sometime and shout out your local business. We're all about that. We'd love to have you on. So,
Absolutely.
again, thanks, guys, for doing this with me today. This is a lot of fun.
Last sip here.
And get in here before the end of May to wish this boy a happy life, because
We'll miss
Happy
you,
life.
Isaiah.
we'll
miss you.
marriage
I'll be
is coming up
around.
soon, and school's coming up soon. You'll
Yeah.
probably see you more if you come in here during the week anyway, so that's
Yeah,
a good thing
probably
too.
true.
So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. We will see you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.